Hi, how you doing? Sarah's on her way up to Harrogate, so the shop's really quiet without her. So she's on the way up. There's been an accident on the M6, so she's having to do the toll, which will be an interesting little thing for her. We've not done that before. So just a few things. We've got new wool that's gone on the website. I didn't think to pick up anything with it. And I can't even remember what it's called. There's a new Stylecraft. It's chunky and are they both chunky? And one's super chunky, I think, but beautiful, variegated wool. I'll send a picture afterwards. See, I always go off half cock, don't I? It's one of those. I'll do this, and then I'm off and I've gone. We are going to do towel hanger today. It's really easy, really quick. In fact, you could do it with 3 lines of sewing if you wanted to, and a bit of Velcro. Now, I've put a button on this one. I was going to show you how to do buttonholes, but I've been having a look at Sarah's buttonholer, and I'm not quite sure how it works. So I'm not even certain how I would go about doing this, and I don't want to break it. And of course she's in halfway to Harrogate, so she's not going to be able to help me in the slightest. So really, when she went for a lesson on this thing, I should have gone with her, because it just ends up making me look daft. But I worked out the buttonholer and everything, worked out exactly where mine went and all of that, and I was really chuffed that I managed the buttonhole. Look, in coordinating fabric as well. So anyway, we're going to do this, and we will we'll go from there. So, hi Patricia, hi Jean, hi Marilyn. Oh, long time no speak. I've spoken to you this week, haven't I? Hi Kate, how are you? One of the things that I bought, I just wanted to show you this. I saw it on one of the other groups that we do. I'm forever losing my unpicker. Now you know that I use my unpicker quite a lot, and I like to have one with me. I saw one of these. Now this designed for you to put your cords on, you know, like your phone cords and things, so that you can run them along places and that. But I found that it'll hold an unpicker like that, and I've got them stashed all over the place. So I've got unpickers everywhere. If I want one, I just put my hand out and there's one. Okay, I just thought they were a really cool idea. I got them on eBay or Amazon, my favourite shops. So yeah, I thought they were a really cool idea, and less likely to lose them. They come with a sticky pad, which is really sticky. Okay, so this is what we're making today. Hi Anne and Helen and Angela. So I bought these, but of course I bought cheap ones from Home Bargains, and they're terrible. They really really do. So if I like them, I'll be unpicking these and putting them, if I actually use them a lot. So all I've done is I've gone out. Look at the octopuses. Who doesn't need Christmas octopuses in their life? Look at that. Octopuses holding on to Christmas lights, Christmas bunting. How cool is that? Right, so all you need is a tea towel or a towel, cheap towel. That's all you need. And you're going to fold it in 3 like that, then fold it in half. Okay, now you could make your own towel in, I suppose, but what's the need? And that's where we're going to sew our bit onto it. Okay, so unpickers, just wait on a pack of unpackers to arrive. I love different unpickers. I've bought them from all over the places, but I find, I mean, these are £1, and it's amazing how quickly an unpicker will blunt. So I've gone to buying the cheap ones because I lose them. These ones are excellent when you first get them, absolutely excellent. But after 6 months of use, they do tend to blunt like everything else. Now, I have already quilted this because I'm always aware that I take so long at these things. All right, so I've cut a 1/4 metre. So this can be done with your scraps. A 1/4 metre width of fabric, and I've only used this little bit. Okay, and I've done it the same on both sides. All right, you want it to end up the same width. So I've cut my, what size would I say this is? Okay, so 10 inches by 10 inches. You're not going to need more than that. 10 by 10. So you could use a layer cake piece. So if you're doing to go on stalls and stuff, I mean, these, I had 3 of these for £3. Okay, they're perfectly adequate for what you want it to do. This is just for you to hang by your sink or in your guest room or something. It's just to wipe your hands on. You're not going to dry yourself after a bath or anything, so it doesn't need to be very big. If you're canny, you could cut it in half and only have, so that you would get 2 out of one of these, and trim it with the same stuff. You could trim, it's just to dry your hands, when you've been doing onions or whatever. So I have taken 2 10 by 10, sandwiched it with a bit of wadding to give it some stability, so you can use all your odd bits of wadding and everything. And we're just going to cut out the width of this. Okay, so where's my one? There's my one. So 6 inches, only need 6 inches. So that's all I need. I need that and a rotary cutter. So I'm going to even up this. So a couple of public announcements. It's Lindy Lou's birthday today. She's 21 again. So we wish her a very happy birthday. I can't tell you how grateful we are that she's still playing around with us. So I'm going to go just over 6 so that it's, no, I'm going to stay on the 6. So you've got a piece hanging over, so you don't need that, okay? And then I went with, let's see how big this is. I went with 9 inch. Okay, 9 inch long. So if we straighten off this edge here, line up a line there, we can straighten that edge off there, and then we are going to line up our lines. So I've lined up my 9 inch on there and lined up a bold line down there and cut that bit off. Okay, so I've ended up with this. Now you could go and buy, if you didn't want to do this bit, go and buy, the pot holders that you get. They're already bound and quilted. You could get one of those, and all this stage is not needed then. So I have rounded off I rounded off the end of this here. All right, rounded that off quite a lot. Now, after I hung it up, I did think if I left it slightly squarer, I could get 2 buttonholes in, which would make it more stable. With this one, you've got a tendency to, it's got a tendency to pull on one side or the other. So if you've got 2, it would be stable. So you can either curve off the whole edge on one side, but what we're going to do is we're going to use this and we're going to just make a mark, just round off slightly on the edges, and we do it on all of them. So I've just lined up the bottle on the ends. So if we do that, those were better curves. The ones closest to me were better curves, so we are going to just trim those off, okay, like that. Now I've done a simple hatch quilting, which takes time rather than finesse. So I've not left it to do with you, okay? I did it at home, and it's just a simple hatch thing. Binding. I've cut a 2 1/4 inch binding. I had a 2 inch on that one, and it was just a little bit too small. This one, however, I've done it 2 1/4 because I don't think you need the 2 1/2 very much. So we're going on to this here, like this. It's also my friend Marie's birthday. Now Marie and I have been friends since we were 15, which was a long time ago. So I wish her a happy birthday as well. Right, we're now going to put the binding on all the way around. I told you this is a really simple, easy little project. So really simple, I mean really simple, and ideal if you've got a stall to do. You could do a load of these and it's going to cost you very little, because you can use all your scraps. Right, okay, so we're over here. I've put my green in. So I've got my 2 1/4 inch binding, and we're just going to take it all the way round, and then we'll top stitch it closed. No, I reckoned it was that one, I think. Is that? Where did I reckon the 1/4 inch was? I think that's that one there. Okay. Here we go. Now, your binding, you could use a bias, okay? If you used a bias binding, you would find that it would go around the curves better, but which is why I've only done a gentle curve. The idea is that we will just take it round like this. So if you use the bias, it would go around the corner a lot better. You could leave your corners square and just do a normal mitered corner. But you know me, I'm always trying to change the ideas up. So we're going along here, and I'm just sort of like crimping it as we go along. Make sure that's on the edge. faster on the straight edges. Why is it, if you've got to put in a join on your binding, and it doesn't matter where you start on your bit of quilting stuff, you always end up with that seam coming up on the corner. And if you measure so that the first seam doesn't come up on the corner, you end up with another seam at some other point. Right, we're going around here. Right, now I'm just going to tuck. Okay, I'm not going to do anything fancy with it. So I've just cut it. Oh, I've got loads of binding. Okay, so I'm going to go around here. Nearly went over it. So I'm just tucking in my binding into the fold of the other one. You need to make sure that it's as taut as you can. There we go. Where's my cutter? Oh, what's that one in there? There we go. Right. Where are we? No, 3. There we go. Right, so we've gone all the way round and I've put the binding on. With the bias, you get a bit more of a better thing going round, but you use more fabric. Unless you've got bias binding there, there's no reason why you can't use a shop bought bias binding. Still going to need to mitre those corners a little bit. So I'm going to just put in a couple of snips on my corners, which hopefully I'm not going to cut through my sewing. Which is what I normally do. That one's only just hit the corner there. Now, you could put buttonholes in, or you can put a loop, which we could put in because I've got lots of binding left over. So we could we cut off a bit of this, just like that. And if we fold that in like that, and then like that, give it a bit of an iron. Be enough to put a button on, wouldn't it? So if we actually sew that in to there, like that, and sew that in there, and we're going to go all the way around and top stitch this. Okay, should have left it square. I do a much better mitered corner. Okay, so we're going to top stitch this down. All right, so back over to the machine. Where are we? There we go. It isn't as nice as homemade, Jean. You're right. It's always nicer to do your own bias. And I suppose if you were doing a load of these, you could, you could just cut a load of bias in a, you know, I could have put like just a plain red or a plain green on this, which wouldn't have taken away from my feature fabric, you know. So I'm just top stitching this around. So I'm just going along here. So what have you all been up to? Where are we with Thursday again? I've got I'm doing class this weekend, which is why I'm here and Sarah and Phil have gone to Harrogate, is because we've got Storm at Sea class. There are still places if anybody wanted to come. We're using Crafty UK templates to do it. Really takes all the hassle out of it. It's lovely. Thinking about doing his Mariner's Compass next year as a class. So I enjoy using the templates. I think I'd probably enjoy foundation paper piecing because it's a gentle, got to think but not too much thinking because it's all mapped out for you, type of sewing, which I quite like. You see the 2 1/4 is only just enough. You don't want it too big because it's only a little piece, but a 2 inch was just, I was having to pull it round. Because this one you can just place. Yeah, I'm nearly done. There we go. So we now have this bit of thing. So I've got a tie here as something different. The buttonhole. If you can do buttonholes, do a buttonhole. It's a lot nicer. So then I was wondering, how do I do this? Okay, half of them, just fold this in half. This bit here is big enough to come round and loop over, and you hang it from there. But I didn't want that. So we are going to do it like that. Like that. That would work, wouldn't it? I didn't change the bobbin thread. I only brought the top thread with me. So we've got a dark, but I don't think it looks too bad. We're going to fold this now into 3. Okay, so my button is going to go here, so it would fold like that. So this is the bit here that I need to sew onto my towel, my tolu. So we're going along here. Oh, update on my mother. My mother's out of hospital, so that's good. Claire's gone back to New Zealand, which is bad. I've missed her terribly this time, very, very much. So, but my mum is on the mend, still a bit slow on moving, but she's getting there, which is amazing. Right, I folded this into 3, as I showed you at the beginning, into 3, and then folded it in half. We're going to sew this line, I've just, my 3rd on there, okay, and we're just going to line it all up so that it's even. Hopefully I'm going to stick a clip on this side like that. And a clip on that side, just to hold it in place. Now, I sewed 3 times over, okay? I went back and forth because I just thought it would give it that a little bit more stability. So we're going to do that. Did I get your email? Have you ordered me a crafty template? I have. I ordered enough that we could do the class. So that's quite good. I'm really looking forward to it. She's oh, there we are. I didn't see your thing, Kate. Mum is okay. Oh, I'll just cut that. There we go. So we're just going to go over this line. Oh, there we go, camera. Over this line. And we're just going straight through all layers of the towel. Okay. To here. So I've just taken it to my binding. I'm going to turn it round and sew slightly to the side of that. You don't want to do too much to the side, but just give it more of a base, so you're not going over the same area. Stop there, and then I went back. It's probably over sew, but I figured I wanted it to be hefty. There we go. What? Stop! Oh, that's what that button is. All right, okay. We won't do that again. Didn't want it to do that. Ooh. Okay. It started going on its own. I wanted an up and downer. Right. Okay, so fold that one up. Fold this one down, and your button is going to go there. So I forgot to pick up a button. So your button would go in there like that. Okay, and you would hold it together. So you would get, oh, wrong camera, hang on. And there. Is that overhead camera 3? There we go. Right, so I've sewn it 3 times across here, which has gone all the way through, okay, which you can't see. And then this will fold up, and this will fold down and will do up on the button that I will sew on later, because I've got to bring one with me. So we then, you get that. So there's your bar of your oven or whatever, your cupboard, and that would go like that. Okay, so you get, I can let go of that one. So you get that. So hang out. So if you've got a guest bathroom, you could do that with a couple of hand towels. Just gives it that little personal thing. I went with Christmas because I can put it up for Christmas. I don't know how much I would use one. Next week we are doing a toilet roll holder. No. I got to look one of those up. I do want to do one, but we shall have a look. I said it's a bit twee, but as was pointed out to me, quite a lot of handmade stuff is on the twee side, but they're so blooming useful. I don't know about you. Are there things that you have made that you use over and over again? Do you remember the popcorn bag that I made? You know, the popcorn bag, which you folded in, and it rolls up, and it rolls and it sits in my bag, and it's only about that big when it's done. But it's massive. When you're putting stuff in it, it just grows and grows. It's one of the most useful things I've ever made. I love it. Should make more. Okay, that's me. That's all done. I am going over now to eat cake with Linda, which I think is a wonderful way to spend the afternoon. We've had so many people in talking today that we haven't really done very much at all. And I've put the wool away twice because I changed my mind of where I put it. So please have a look at the wool. Knitted, oh yeah, a knitted crinoline like that, but we need to come up with a sewing one. We could do prairie points, I suppose, on her skirt. So I'm going in the attic to see if I can find a Barbie doll. I just had a real idea then. It's my granddaughter's birthday coming up, and she watched the Barbie movie, and she wants Weird Barbie, which is the one where, I don't know whether you were like it when you were kids, where you went and cut all their hair and they've got, you know, like their eyes drooping and, you know, all that. She wants a Weird Barbie, and I'm thinking I might have some in the attic. I could make her a Weird Barbie, couldn't I? I could turn it into Weird Barbie. Right, okay, I will see some of you Saturday. Yes, Eileen, I'll be there. So I got to go and remember how to make it. So I'm all right. I've got Anne and Taryn's finished ones, which are beautiful. So we'll have a go with that, and I will see you next week. Bye bye now.